bit to meet up with those responsibilities. Sometimes we find ourselves in an uncomfortable situation. Sometimes we have to go out of our way because we want to please the world. Sometimes we will do work beyond measures just to make sure that we meet up with those expectations. And sometimes we even forgo our own happiness just to meet up with those expectations. It is not easy, you know. It's very difficult for women. Just trying to give up even your own happiness just to meet up with the expectations of society is not something that we can clown over. It is very serious, but we can also, we know, as we come together and talk, we're going to learn so many things, and we'll find different ways of ameliorating the situation and doing things better. You know, it is true that the world places a lot of responsibilities on you. And it is also true that there is nothing you can do to please everybody on planet Earth. That same thing that you're doing to please one person is the next thing that is the same thing that is displeasing the other. So no matter how hard you work as a woman, no matter what effort you put in just to satisfy people, you will still have disgruntled people. You will still have people who do not appreciate what you are doing. And sometimes you will feel so disappointed because you know how far you have gone. You know what you have put in just to try to make sure that the things that you are doing go right. And then you see somebody, just after all your efforts, somebody sits and is criticizing everything that you have done. It's so disheartening that it leaves you depressed, stressed and depressed. And you know, when you are stressed, stress is the highest killer disease. When you are depressed, you are putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation where you are unable to help yourself out of that situation. Hello? If you're there, please, can I see some signs? Can I hear from you? Let me know if it's good on your side. So when you put yourself in that, thank you. When you put yourself in that situation and nobody appreciates it, I'm telling you, it makes you feel like you're useless. It makes you feel like you're just nothing. It makes you feel like you have lost everything, like you don't represent anything, like you don't have any value, and you start losing your own self-confidence on a road where you're trying to satisfy other people. But today I want us to understand, I want us to look at those challenges and also understand that we can only do what we can do. We don't have to sacrifice our own happiness to please society. Because no matter how hard you work, you will never be able to please society. You know as a woman, you know what your values are. You should have been able to determine by now who you are, what you are, and what your aspirations or goals are. That is what you should be focusing on. Don't focus on what other people think that are supposed to be your goal. People are not supposed to place goals and obligations on you. You are supposed to set your own goals, and you are supposed to find ways to accomplish those goals, regardless of whether you're pleasing society or not. Because when society is placing those responsibilities or goals on you, they don't look at your particular situation. Everybody is independent. Everybody is unique. There are no two people who are the same, and you don't expect to get the same results from two people. So when society places those things on you, please let it not be a cause for concern. You have to evaluate you. You have to know what you want. You have to be a pace setter. You don't just have to follow the norms and follow the crowd because society expects it to be that way, and you just follow the crowd and they are cheering, you are cheering. No. You should be able to distinguish yourself and determine who you are. You should be a trendsetter. You should be a trendsetter. You should be a leader and not a follower. And to be a leader in society is not something easy. People will criticize you because you are doing something that is out of the norm. The norm is that the majority of the people just follow. They don't have any reason why they are following. They don't have any justification why they're doing what they're doing. They're just doing it because they saw other people doing it. And they just assume that it's okay to do it. But we are saying that in this age and time, we are supposed to have outgrown that mentality of following. And if you're still there, it's an opportunity to listen to this and try to work on you and see how to outgrow that mentality of being a follower and start being a leader. Start being a leader. Outgrow that mentality. So do not bother about what society has placed on you. Do not bother about what people are expecting from you, because you can only give what you have in your uniqueness. God has placed something unique in you, and he has distinguished you from every other person on planet Earth. And that is what you have, and that is what you should be vying to give to the world. Don't try to give what you are not. Don't try to become somebody else because, everybody's behaving like that. That is the norm. I'm also going to behave like that. No, you don't have to. You don't have to be a follower. You should be able to justify everything that you do. And you have to do it within your own limitations and your own comfort zone. Because when you try to grab something that is not for you, the sure thing is that you're going to fail, because that is not for you. But when you discover you and you want to do that unique thing that is for you, you are going to excel in that field, because that is what you've got, and that is what you know how to do best, and that's what you're going to share to the world. That is your own gift. That is how you're going to impact the population. You're going to impact the world, the people around you. Even those people who are criticizing you, believe you me, when you stamp your leg on the ground and you know what you want and you start doing what you want, every other person who was criticizing you will tend to follow you. You know why? Because they are followers. But you can determine you. You can do you. In your uniqueness, do you. In your uniqueness, nobody's opinion of you counts. In your uniqueness, nobody. What counts is your own opinion of you. Who are you? Who are you? What do you want to be? What is that goal that you want to achieve? How are you going about that goal that you want to achieve? You know, society says, oh, she's a woman. Oh, she's supposed to behave like that. Women don't behave like that. Oh, women don't behave like that. There is nothing like women don't behave like that. As long as you know what you are doing, as long as you have determined your values and you are respecting yourself and you're understanding that you are giving the best of you, nobody's opinion of you counts. Like when we're in Cameroon, I like to go back. Sometimes on a very hot day, you decide to go maybe sit in a beautiful snack in a hot afternoon after a busy day, to sit in a beautiful snack and just relax and take a glass of maybe natural juice or something to sip. And you know what? The pop is, oh, how can a woman go and sit in that kind of a snack alone? How can a woman? What is it that you cannot sit in a snack and just take a glass of something and cool down yourself after a hard day's work? What is it that you cannot appreciate yourself or appreciate what you have done for that day, that you cannot celebrate yourself in a snack? Is there anything written there that a woman cannot sit there? It depends on why you're sitting there. If you define your goals of why you are sitting there, it doesn't matter who says what. You are in the right place at the right time, and you're doing the right thing for you, because you have to regain your sanity and regain your health. And if that is what it takes, sit there and enjoy yourself. Not because society thinks that women should not sit there. So are you not going to sit? You're going to be struggling. No, you should not. You know, I was listening to one video the other day, and I think that was on CRTV, and they were interviewing one man, and the man came and said, women of nowadays don't know what they want. Women of nowadays don't know anything. They don't know. They go out there, when they come home, they cook only the easy food. They cook the rice and stew, They cook the spaghetti, fufu and ero, waterfu and ero, groundnut soup and rice, and that's all they can do. They don't know anything. They don't take time to discover what healthy food is all about. You know, they don't take time to discover what healthy food is all about. They don't know that you can get some fruits and just blend them and get a smoothie, and that is healthy. But because it is difficult to do, women don't like to do it. He's calling on all women to go out there and learn how to cook and learn how to do, learn healthy food, because a woman's duty is to make sure that the husband comes home and the husband meets a delicious and healthy meal that has been prepared, and is to make sure that the children eat healthy. And if you cannot, a husband cannot come home to a delicious meal or to a healthy meal that has been prepared, then the man has a right to go out wherever he wants to go to, until women learn to do what they are doing. And they don't do anything, they like the easy thing. And I was like, really? Really? Whoever placed that responsibility uniquely on a woman is, as a husband, the Bible says the two shall become one. And you will get a companion who will be helping you in everything that you do. What is it that the man cannot assist? Did he come back from work with some fruits and some vegetables in the car and you did not prepare them? What did he bring on the table? A woman has to make sure that when the husband, they think that to become a lawyer, a doctor, a professor is an achievement. It's not an achievement, because you have to learn how to cook and make sure that your husband is satisfied. It was all about husband being satisfied. He didn't even think for one moment that women needed satisfaction. He didn't even consider the women at one moment to find out this woman, who is also a professional like me, who goes to work and work all day in the office, much more is expected of a woman, because they believe that women are not supposed to have those positions. When you have those positions, you have to put in double to be appreciated. And you come back home exhausted. This man expects you to go into the kitchen and prepare a fabulous meal for him and place it on the table, so when he comes, he should just meet food on the table. He did not even think about you, what you have been going through all day. He didn't come with something to say, oh, my lovely wife, thank you for preparing this meal, but I brought this fruit. Can you just add them to what we have so that we can balance our meal? He did not think about just saying, please let me help you in the kitchen, because we all went out and we came back exhausted. Let's see what we can prepare. Let's see what we can bless our family with this evening as our dinner. He did not see it. He saw everything in the women doing wrong. Women have to go back and learn. If you want to keep your husband, if you want to make your house a happy home, whoever told them that it is a one-sided thing, trying to keep your husband? The husband also has an obligation. He has something that he has to do to try to keep the woman. So while he was, you know, men are always thinking that women have to do everything to keep them happy. And they don't think about them doing something to keep the women happy. They don't see what the women do. She doesn't do anything. She likes easy food. She'll cook rice and stew, rice and groundnut soup. Rice and groundnut soup is not even an easy meal to prepare. You're going to be standing on your feet for at least 2 hours to prepare that meal. And your husband comes home and doesn't even appreciate what you have done. After you have been at work working 8 hours like he does, you came back, went to the kitchen, prepared food. You will still bathe the children, feed them, dress them to bed, and even help them with their homework. And he comes home and lies down on the couch and is complaining about the food that you have prepared. It's not funny. So these are some of the things that keep us depressed. Some of the things that keep us unhappy. You know, some of the things that make us feel like just giving up, or just walking out on that relationship, or not, just like not doing anything. But today I want us to understand that in the midst of that controversy, in the midst of the expectations of society, and the controversy of whether you did it right or you did not do it right, you are unique and individual. And you alone have the power to make you happy or unhappy. The things that people say should not make you unhappy. What people think about you should not matter. What should matter is what you think about yourself. What are you doing? What is your goal? What are your perspectives? What have you put on the table? What do you intend to do? What you are striving to do, is it profitable to your family? Is it profitable to you? Is it profitable to the society at large? If all of that is yes, believe you me, you are on the right track, and you don't care. You don't need to know what who says what. Even if it's your husband, it doesn't matter. He does not determine your happiness. Happiness should never be placed in the hands of somebody else. Your happiness depends on you, and your happiness is in your hand. You have the key to unlock that happiness. You have that key. And all it takes is a simple decision. A little bit of encouragement. And self-belief, self-worth, and self-acclamation. That's all it takes for you to unlock that key of happiness and be happy. Decide when you're happy and when you're not happy. Don't give that man the singular pleasure of thinking that he has succeeded in making you unhappy. Don't place your happiness in somebody's hands. It is not a given. It doesn't work. Some of us, when we get married, we place our happiness in the hands of our husbands. We place our lives in the hands of our husband. We place our everyday existence in the hands of our husbands. And when the husbands drop you like bad habit, you go cuckoo. You craze. Mental depression come in. Soon you go for 6 months without combing your hair. You forget your name. You don't even have time to sit down and dress because that man dropped you. That man does not have the key to your happiness. While it is true that you are in a relationship with him, while it is true that you were emotionally attached to him, if he decides and you have done everything to make sure that that relationship is a growing concern, and he decides to drop you, tell yourself, I did my best. Give yourself a pat on the back and say, I did my best, and he was not for me. Let him move on. Let him move on. I will move on. It may be hard, but if you're mentally strong, you are going to sail through that challenges in a matter of just a short period of time. And you know what? You will start flourishing. Because there are so many women who have been held back because of the men that they got married to. They have this so many potentials in them. So much potentials in them that they could have done exploit. They could have achieved so much. They could have impacted so many lives. And they could have been as successful as the world itself. But because of the men that, the domineering men that they got married to, male chauvinism comes into place. Oh, I don't want my wife to work. Oh, I don't want my wife to work. I can provide everything. Why must you work? Oh, I don't want her to go out there because when she goes out there, she's going to meet colleagues or friends and somebody can talk to her. That is just an indication that you don't have self-worth. You don't even believe in yourself, the men. There is a complex in you. Because if you believe in yourself and you married to your wife, you should be proud of her. You got married to a banker or to an engineer. Let her function and exploit her talents. Let her exploit her full capacities. She went to school. She got herself educated. Why would she come and sit in the house and do nothing? Just because you are unsure of yourself. And yet, even she decides to sacrifice everything for you. You are not happy. You go out there and you still get yourself engaged in the thousands of relationships that you can think of. And you start complaining. Oh, she doesn't clean the house well. Oh, the food that she prepared was not nice. Oh, her hair was not looking good. Oh, she has just thrown herself. She has grown fat. After giving birth to only one child. You see her now, you cannot believe. Really? Really? Women, don't put yourself in that situation. Love and respect your husband, yes, but don't become a slave or a complete subordinate to him. Because you have your own values. You have your own rights and regulation, your own rights. If he understands you and loves you, he should be able to respect your rights. He should be able to respect your point of view, and should be able to respect your profession and what you want to do. So don't place your happiness in the hands of any man. Be in control of your happiness. Let your joy come from within. Let your happiness come from within. We don't expect anybody to love us when we don't love ourselves. You have to love yourself first for somebody else to love you. If you don't love yourself, it is impossible for you to be expecting that somebody else is going to love you. Likewise, if you don't make yourself happy, it's impossible for you to think that somebody else is going to make you happy when you're unable to make yourself happy. But when you respect yourself, when you make yourself happy, when you have the key to your happiness, and when you sail or when you succeed in your profession, you are going to see that even that man who was looking down on you is going to start respecting you. And he'll be telling people, I've got a wonderful wife. I have a powerful woman. So don't be miserable. Don't make them think that they have the key to your success. And when you set out to do something, never you quit. Never you quit. Keep working hard. Keep looking for solutions. Keep trying to do everything within your powers to overcome all the challenges that are on your way. There is nothing that you're going to do on planet Earth that does not have challenges. But you have to be able to meticulously overcome those challenges to become successful. If it means you crawling, crawl. Because the only reason why you fail in life is quitting, is by quitting. Because if you quit, that means that there is no possibility of you ever achieving that particular goal. You quit it. There is no possibility. But as long as you keep fighting, as long as you want to do something, you will realize that you're going to succeed. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take, you are going to succeed and you're going to be able to do what you're doing. So let's love ourselves. When you love yourself, you can go to extremes to make the things that you love happen. And that can only be done when you have self-love. So if you have not had self-love, start developing self-love. Start building self-love. Start exploiting your potentials. Build self-love.